Hello and welcome to English and More. This is the podcast where you can practice your English listening and learn in a natural, easy way. And today, we're going to talk about a topic that people all around the world enjoy discussing: food.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our English Learning Podcast. As always, this podcast is here to help you practice your English by listening to natural, engaging content. Today, I want to talk about a topic that almost everyone loves: food. Food is more than just something we eat to survive. It's culture, it's memory, it's comfort, and sometimes even adventure. When you talk about food, you are not only describing tastes, you are also sharing parts of your life, your traditions, and your personality. That's why learning vocabulary about food is so useful for daily English conversations. Whether you're ordering in a restaurant, talking about what you cooked, or sharing your favorite snack with a friend, these conversations happen all the time. Let's begin with an important word: foodie. A foodie is a person who truly loves food, not just eating, but also exploring, discovering, and sometimes even studying food. A foodie might try new restaurants every week, experiment with different recipes, or travel just to taste traditional dishes from different countries. Being a foodie is not only about eating a lot, it's about passion, curiosity, and appreciation. Now, if I describe myself, I would say that yes, I am a bit of a foodie. I think about food often, I enjoy cooking, and I love trying something new when I get the chance. So, what's my favorite food? Without a doubt, it's pizza. And not just any pizza. I especially love the margherita pizza. Simple ingredients: dough, tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, and fresh basil. It's a classic. The flavors are balanced, and it always makes me happy. I could honestly eat pizza several times a week. And actually, sometimes I do. Usually, I have pizza once or twice a week, but if I'm traveling in Italy or near a good pizzeria, I could eat it every day. Another favorite food of mine is seafood. There's something about the taste of the sea that feels fresh and healthy. Grilled fish with a little lemon, shrimp with garlic, or even a big seafood platter, it all feels like a treat. Eating seafood is an experience, especially if you're near the coast. You can hear the waves, smell the salty air, and then enjoy a dish that came straight from the sea to your plate. Of course, seafood is more expensive and takes more preparation, so I don't eat it as often. Maybe once every 2 weeks, sometimes less. Now let's be honest. Food is not only about favorites. We all have foods we don't like. Personally, I don't enjoy green peas. They are small and healthy, but I can't get used to the texture. The taste is a little sweet and earthy, and it just doesn't work for me. Another vegetable that I avoid is green beans. They have a grassy taste that I don't find pleasant. Isn't it funny? My favorite foods are pizza and seafood, rich, flavorful dishes, while my least favorite foods are simple vegetables. Let's move on to weekly meals. What do I usually eat during the week? In my family, we try to balance between different types of food. Pasta is a regular meal. It's quick, filling, and delicious. We also cook chicken with rice, fish with potatoes, and sometimes a mix of vegetables with meat. For us, dinner is often the main meal of the day, so we put effort into it. Cooking, for me, is not just a necessity, it's a hobby. I love experimenting in the kitchen. Sometimes I follow recipes, and sometimes I invent something on my own. Of course, not every experiment is successful. I've had a few disasters where the food was burnt or the taste was not what I expected. But that's part of the fun. There's even an English saying, necessity is the mother of invention. In cooking, this means that sometimes when you don't have the right ingredients, you become creative and make something new. When I lived alone, for the first time, my cooking skills were very basic. I could fry eggs, boil pasta, and maybe make a sandwich. But with practice, I learned how to prepare more dishes: salads, grilled fish, stir-fried vegetables, soups, and even desserts. Cooking is like language learning. The more you practice, the better you get. Now, let's talk about snacks. Who doesn't love snacks? They are small, quick, and perfect when you need energy. Personally, I like both sweet and salty snacks. On the sweet side, I enjoy chocolate and candies. I especially like sour candies that wake me up with their sharp taste. On the salty side, I love potato chips, crackers, or roasted nuts. Snacking while working or studying is common for me. I often keep a small bag of snacks next to me as a little reward for staying focused. But of course, too many snacks are not healthy, so I try to balance. Sometimes I prepare healthier options, like sliced fruit or yogurt. One of my favorite quick snacks is apple slices with peanut butter. It's sweet, salty, and full of energy. Now, food is not only personal, it's also cultural. Around the world, different countries have their own food traditions. For example, in Japan, sushi is more than just food, it's an art. In Mexico, tacos are a way of life, combining flavors, spices, and textures. In India, spices like curry, turmeric, and cumin create strong, unforgettable dishes. And in the Middle East, food is often shared in large gatherings, with plates of hummus, falafel, kebabs, and bread passed around the table. Food also connects to memory. Many people have a favorite dish because it reminds them of their childhood. For me, pasta always reminds me of family dinners, laughter, and comfort. For someone else, it might be soup their grandmother used to make, or a sweet dessert eaten during holidays. This is why food is so powerful. It feeds not only the body but also the heart. Now, let me share some useful English vocabulary and phrases related to food. Foodie, someone who loves food. Classic, something traditional and well-known, like a margherita pizza. Treat, something special you don't eat every day. Veggies, a casual way to say vegetables. Takeout, food you order from a restaurant and eat at home. Nibble on, eat just a little bit of something. Comfort food, food that makes you feel relaxed and happy, often connected to childhood. Leftovers, food that remains after a meal and can be eaten later. Craving, a strong desire to eat something. For example, I'm craving chocolate. Guilty pleasure, something you enjoy even though you know it's not the healthiest, like fast food or sweets. It's important to use these words because they make your conversations about food sound natural and fun. Imagine you're at a restaurant with English-speaking friends. Instead of saying, "I like pizza," you could say, "Pizza is my comfort food," or "Margarita is a classic." That sounds much more natural. So, let's practice. Here are some questions for you to think about, or even answer out loud. 1. What's your favorite food, and why do you love it? 2. How often do you eat it? 3. What's a food you don't like? 4. What meals do you usually have during the week? 5. Do you enjoy cooking, or do you prefer takeout? 6. What snacks do you usually eat? Do you like sweet or salty snacks more? 7. Do you have a comfort food that reminds you of childhood? 8. Can you think of a time when food brought people together in your life? Before we finish, I want to remind you of something important. Learning English through food is powerful because food is a universal topic. Everyone eats, everyone has preferences, and everyone can share experiences. Next time you talk to someone in English, try to bring up food. Ask about their favorite dishes, their cooking habits, or their snack choices. You'll be surprised at how quickly the conversation flows. That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, practice makes perfect. So try to use the vocabulary and phrases we talked about today. And of course, enjoy your meals.